Experience overall, my first time crossing the Atlantic, and it happened to be the motherland. I can't think of a better. Tony and Tony did a great job organizing 3 countries in one trip. I mean, you can't beat that. The coordination was fantastic. I thank Tony, uh, Dennis, Daniel, and everybody that was involved with this. I think one of my favorite parts was going to the schools, seeing the young people. We got a chance to sponsor some kids. Also going to Togo and Benin, seeing the community of people that wanted to escape slavery by formulating their own colony or community, I should say. Um, the statue of the Woman Kings, I actually got to see it in person, which is a great thing. Overall, a great experience. I can't wait to do it again. Whoever hasn't done this, I recommend strongly that they get in contact with the organization that does this and do, do this. My first time in Africa, and it won't be my last.
It is so important to come back to Africa. And yes, I mean come back because we originated here. Coming back and supporting and buying artifacts that are originally from here is a meaningful experience for me. I love the bartering, and negotiating. It's fun, and we're also helping their economy. We've got to help each other throughout the diaspora, and this is one of the ways that I do it. That's it.
So glad to be here. It's a beautiful experience. First time coming to Africa, period. I'm just loving it. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Looking forward to the rest of the trip so we can just be enriched. That's my thoughts.
Oh, my ABTF experience has been more than I can say for the last probably 5 years. When I met Tony initially through my best friend Karen, or as we call her, Black Karen, going to or coming here to Accra, the motherland, to Lemon Beach in 2021 with the first group was an amazing experience that changed my life. I can't say in any language how amazing that it is to be here and to be connected from one person to the other, to think that my best friend connected me to her friend from Howard, and I didn't go with all of them, but now I'm family. And to go back to ABTF to witness all of the plays and all of the amazing, talented people, and shout out to my sister cousin, Tony Simmons Henson, and Wanda Simmons, her sister. Shout out to Antonio Henson. This is my family now.
Africa, the cradle of civilization. Arusha, Tanzania. Whoa, it is fantastic. I am loving it and living my best life. Look at the mountains. Look at all of this. This is truly God's country. Africa. Look at the skies, the mountains. Look how beautiful. Oh, wow, this is amazing. And this hotel is Black owned. 15-story hotel, young Black man, okay? Only in Africa, not America. All right, just so beautiful. This is like amazing. Thank you, God. Thank you, Lord. Yes, we are truly living our best lives here. Yes, thank you. Asante. That means thank you in Africa. Thank you. Thank you, God. Yes. Ooh, the glory. An amazing God.
Hey,
Hey, everybody.
we're back.
We're back. We're back.
We are back. Those testimonies, oh my gosh.
Yes, yes, they were great. They were great, and that
Yeah.
gave a variety, three different trips that we gave.
Yeah.
Three
Yep.
different
Yep.
trips we gave.
Yeah.
So
Dennis.
this trip to Egypt will be number six. Number six for us. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So we getting started now, Tony, or what are we doing?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's get right into
All
it.
right, all right. I
It's about
hope you guys
35 minutes. Yep.
okay. Hope you guys are ready. I hope you guys are excited. We got some information for you about this trip. So welcome to the ABTF Travels webinar on Egypt. This is a trip that Tony spent a lot of time curating to make sure we get a very unique, special experience when we go to Egypt. You know how Tony does it. We don't do the ordinary. We get down, we meet the people, we get in the crevices, we get in there to get the real deal of Egypt. We're not going to just do the tourist, the traditional stuff that people do. We're going to do that. We're going to do the pyramids. We're going to do, the camel rides and the air balloon. We're going to do all that stuff. But we have a special day that we're going to be spending with the Nubian people. And I know you guys got a lot of questions. I know you guys are excited. And hopefully, by the end of this webinar, we will have answered all your questions and curiosities and concerns that you may have with this trip. Now, this is not a hard sell we're going to give you today. This is going to be a conversation about history, travel, and why this journey exists. And, many of you guys already know our story. We went back to Ghana 2019 for the year return. And we looked at each other and said, "Hey, we gotta start bringing people over here. Just kind of bridge that gap of the Africans in the diaspora. And once you go to Ghana, and many of you on this call have been on trips with us in the past. It's a feeling that you can't really describe, but I can tell you every time I go and every group that we have taken, we come back like family
Yeah.
because of the experience, what we learn about our history. There's been moments that we laughed, we cried, we hugged, we prayed. It's one of those emotional journeys that this trip that our trips do, and I think each is going to be like that as well. So just to give you some information about Egypt, you know, people look at Egypt and they think um, it's not part of Africa, but Egypt is a part of Africa. And you guys may know this already, but the Suez Canal, which is a man-made canal, cut Egypt in half. So you have a part of Egypt that they put over in Asia, and another part that's in Africa. But without that man-made canal, you will have one strip of land connected to Africa. And they associate because of that, they associate Egypt with the Middle East and the Arabs, due to some of their cultures and their language. But our tour would be focusing on the Nubian people, um, which is part of one of the oldest civilizations in Africa. I don't know if many of you knew that, but that is mainly the people in southern Egypt and northern Sudan. And we're going to be visiting that. Tony's going to talk about that because this trip we're going to be visiting northern part of Egypt and as well as the southern part. And the southern part is where we're going to get into the Nubia people, and that's the oldest civilization, one of the oldest civilizations in Africa. And so most of you will see the monuments, and we understand um, who built those things. Well, I'm getting lost for words, but Tony, you want to take over from here?
Well, sure, no problem. Yeah, thank you for that little tad bit of fun facts. And I've been doing a lot of research, as Tony said, about whoo, there's just so much history that we don't know about in that region. And it just so happened that I'm in a international Bible study class called Bible Study Fellowship International. And we are studying the book of Esther, Daniel and Esther. And we're talking about King Xerxes and all of that in that Persian Empire, which is in the same region. So it is fascinating to me to not only be curating this trip, but also being able to study in ancient, time, so to speak, what was going on at that time from a biblical standpoint. But one of the things I really want to touch on is why this matters. Why does it matter that we go to Africa? And Africa is who we are. We weren't born in Africa, as the sign says on the Kwame Nkrumah Museum. It says we weren't born in Africa, but Africa was born in us. And I think it's so important, especially what's happening in the world. There's so much chaos in the world. And I really do believe that it is divine. Every generation or so, there's a migration. And if you look from a historical standpoint, we as Africans are nomadic. We travel all over the world. And there's nowhere you can go in this world and not have African influence. But what happened, I don't know what happened in the transatlantic slave trade, but I guess I do know. I think we were brainwashed into believing that this is the end all be all, that the United States is the end all be all. And it really is getting dire for us. And what I want to do, and part of my mission, I think my ministry is to explore Africa, to introduce, not only explore for myself, but to introduce people to Mother Africa. And this is something that I absolutely love. I love I love the research. I love the sharing. I love going back behind the curtain, behind where it says Africa's soul. I love going behind the curtain, not just the tourists and what they present to you, because I know that those stories have been tainted, but to go back and bring back and discover the lives and the true story. And you can only do that by talking to the people, and experiencing the art. And that's the wonderful thing about art, because art can preserve some of these stories. And just, through our shared experiences and the foods and the language and the culture, immersing ourselves in that helps us to understand truly the culture and what we missed out on. So Egypt, as you all know, is in the eastern side of Africa. We spent the last 5 years or so, with the exception of going to Tanzania and Turkey, we spent the last 5 years bringing people to Western Africa. So this will be only our second trip to the eastern side of Africa. And who knows, maybe next year we'll go to South Africa. But one of the things that I want us to do is, and Tony talked about the disconnection from the African, the popular narratives. But one of the things the objectives or the outcomes is, I want everybody to go back to reclaim their African identity. I want us to understand the geniusness of being Black. And then, of course, understand the cultural continuity, meaning, how do we get to love spicy food here in the US? Why do we have so much soul and rhythm? What are those connections? And going to Africa and Egypt is one of those ways that we can do that. So when we go to Egypt, we're not going to consume history, look at the museums, although we are going to do that, but we're also, our prime aim is to contextualize it. That means feel it. That means breathe it. That means live it. So I'm going to go over the trip and what we're going to be doing. And you can download the brochure and read it in detail. I'm just going to give kind of like an overview and try to be off this call in the next 15, 20 minutes or so. But just kind of give you an idea of what you can expect. And I'm so excited about it. So one of the highlights is that we have, and what really has taken so much time, because if you Google anybody, and I'm sure anybody who's on this call has Googled, if you could, there's all kinds of trips going to Egypt. I mean, Egypt's tourism is number one. I think it's number two in Africa, country in Africa for tourism. I think Morocco is number one. But all of the they're a dime a dozen. So what I want to do, understanding that and having traveled all over the world, one of the things that I do is I like to get, like I said, pull back the curtain and get behind the scenes. So I started vetting and reaching out to travel curators, people who do what I do, but only over in Egypt. And I found a woman, and she just happens to work for a company, but one woman whose name kept coming up in different reviews and her name is Miriam. And I interviewed her, I vetted her, and after speaking to several companies, I decided to go with her as the one to curate our experience. She seemed to get it. And when I say get it, I kept emphasizing that I wanted an Afrocentric focus a tour guide. I wanted somebody to understand. I didn't want the UNESCO watered down version of what happens. I wanted the real story. So she really got it, or it seemed to me that after several phone calls, she got it. So she is connecting with us and with an expert Egyptologist that is Afrocentric focus. So that's the one thing that's going to distinguish this trip from the ones that you can buy off the rack online. The second thing is our focus on cultural immersion, engaging with the local traditions and finding those hidden gems of culture that are not necessarily put forth in front. I mean, I want the good, the bad, and the ugly. I want all of it. I want to hear all of it. I want to learn about all of it. So those are the types of things that we do. I feel like an archaeologist kind of excavating the truth behind these cultures. And then, of course, we got to have fun. And one of the things I always wanted to do, I think in my wildest dreams, was bring in New Year's Eve on the Nile. So we'll be bringing in New Year's Eve on the Nile with Aswan in the background. And I just can't wait. There's going to be a phenomenal experience. And I can't wait to experience it. And we'll be on a 5-star luxury cruise ship. So I'll talk more about that later. But more of the highlights that we'll have, and these experiences are, some of these experiences are add-on. They're not included in the package. And if you've traveled with us before, you know that we are probably about 20 to 30% below the your typical rate. So if you're going to travel, if you do in any price comparisons, I'm not ashamed of them at all, because I know we're always competitive. And the reason why we're competitive is Tony and I raised 4 children, and we know how hard it is to try to live your life, to experience lives. And this isn't for us, it's not about the money, it's the ministry for us to be able to experience Africa. So we don't do it for a living, we do it for the fun of it. And so our margins are very low. We don't mark things up like a lot of people do. And that really takes a lot of skill, like I said, in excavation, to figure out what it is that we can do and how we can keep it affordable. Because we want people to be able to go. I know a lot of people don't have a lot of money. Some people do, but most of us don't. And it takes us a year to get this together, monthly payments and the whole nine. So we really want to keep it affordable. But one of the things that I am so excited about is this air balloon ride. Now, this air balloon ride is going to be off the charts. Now, I'm going to try it. So if you've got your wits about you and you're not afraid of heights, I recommend that you do it. That's an add-on to the basic price. And then, and the way we package it this year, most of the time we have things inclusive, but it just started jacking the price up. And again, I didn't want people to say no because they couldn't afford it. I wanted them to be able to add it on if it was comfortable for them, or even if they were interested. Not everybody's interested in doing a hot air balloon ride. But another thing that I wanted to add in was the camel ride. Of course, we cannot go to the pyramids and not experience a camel ride. So that's another one of the highlights. It will be that's available as an add-on. Now, the African roots and culture of the first day, I'm going to go over the itinerary. This is a really quick overview of the itinerary because, again, you can download the brochure and go. It's very detailed and gives you everything you need to know from day to day. But day 1 through 5, we're going to fly into Cairo. That's the first day. That's the flight running around 750 to 1200. So, but those prices for next year, for this year, during the trip time. And again, the trip is December 26th, January 3rd. That's in the last slide. So you're gonna have to fly out on December 25th. So you're gonna have to fly out on Christmas because it is an overnight flight. And those prices and rates will be available in February, next month, because they usually do them about 10 months in advance. So, but from last year, when I started doing the research, the flights range anywhere from $750 to $1,200 to $1,800 as you got closer to the date. Now, remember, book your flight early because guess what? It's the holidays and everything is marked up for the holidays, including this trip. The whole, everybody, you all know the prices go up during peak season, and this is definitely a peak time. One of the things we'll do once we land is we'll have a meeting where we'll get together, we'll meet each other, we'll at the hotel, we'll set our intentions, transfers, everything from soup to nuts. Y'all know how we do it. All that's already taken care of. You'll get those details as we get closer to the date. But that evening we'll relax, rest. We'll be at the Movenpick Hotel. And so we can have dinner there. And then there's another restaurant that they recommend, but dinner is on your own that evening. But we will meet up for drinks or something and just to get acquainted and kind of set our intentions for the week because there's a lot. There's a lot that we're going to be doing. So we need to make sure that everybody's on the same page. So the next day we'll get up, we'll overnight in the hotel, 5-star hotel, of course. We'll go to Giza, and that's where we'll go to the Great Pyramids. We'll see the Sphinx and the Valley Temple. So we'll go there. And then in the afternoon, we'll spend our morning in Giza. And then in the afternoon, y'all, the brand spanking new Grand Egyptian Museum, the GEM, opened in November. So it's brand spanking new. So we'll get to tour that just in time for the grand opening and a grand opening year. And it's over 5,000 historic artifacts. Woo! I can't wait to see that. I cannot wait to see that. So then what we'll do is after that night, we'll take a short flight to Luxor. Luxor is in Upper Egypt, so we're gonna be spanning Egypt. We're gonna be somebody say we want to go to Egypt. We're going to Egypt. So we're gonna take a voyage to Luxor, which is the land of the blacks. A short flight. We'll get on that 5-star luxury cruise. And then we'll go to, once we check in, we'll have lunch. And then in that afternoon, we're going to go to the Luxor Temple and do some sightseeing there. And then that night at sunset, there's going to be a huge, mind-blowing sound and light show at the Karnak Temple. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then later on, the next day, we'll do the Valley of the Kings. And we'll travel, these will be stops along the Nile as the cruise goes from Luxor to Aswan. So they'll be traveling south to Aswan, to southern Egypt. And then we'll stop at the Valley of the Kings. We'll stop at the Temple of the Queen Hatshepsut. the Colossi of Memnon and the Temple of Edfu. We're going to see that, and that's going to be exciting because we're going to get there by horse-drawn carriage. Yes, 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 horse-drawn carriage. So we're really going to be stepping back into time, and then we're going to go to Ombu. All right. So then the next day on the 6th, which was New Year's Eve, we're going to wake up that morning, and that's when you're going to do the hot air balloon ride. But at that time, you're going to also, so you're going to rise up. If you do it, you're going to have to get up early because they do it at sunrise. But later on in that morning, after that hot air balloon ride, if you opt out for it, then we'll all go and we'll do a sightseeing tour of Aswan. And we'll go to the unfinished obelisks. We'll go to the Temple of Philae, and then we'll go back to the our ship, have lunch, and get relax and get ready for our New Year's Eve celebration. And then of course, Happy New Year. And so don't party too hard that night, because that morning we will disembark and head to, and this is the part where we're going to be going off the beaten path. We'll go to Abu Simbel. So we'll board a coach for a 2 to 3 hour ride. You'll probably sleep through the whole thing because you'll be recovering from New Year's Eve. If you, like me, you go to bed at midnight. But I don't know, on the Nile, I might stay up till 1. So anyway, we'll go on the Nile, and we'll take, that trek, and then we'll go to the Nubian village in Abu Simbel, and we'll have our Nubian experience. We'll meet with the people. We'll have a guide. We'll talk about what's happening in the southern part of Egypt. And most of these people are immigrants from Sudan, people who have migrated or fled, refugees from what's happening in Sudan. So they're going to have some really fascinating stories for us. And then, of course, the iconic Nubian Museum is also on during that time. And so we'll relax. This is going to be a really laid back part of the trip, because by this time we'll probably be really worn out, and just kind of relax and share stories, good food, sit around, and just kind of reflect on our journey and our experience. After that, we'll rise up the next day and we'll fly back to Cairo. Again, it's a short flight. It's about an hour and 15 minutes. And we'll check into another 5-star hotel, and just in time for our Saturday night farewell celebration. So we're not sure what we're cooking up for that. That might be on your own, or we may do something we can all hang out together and just talk about and reminisce on this revolutionary journey. And then the next day we'll have breakfast, and we will fly out to return to the US. So, whew, that was a lot. But again, I want to emphasize that we are looking for the hidden stories. We're going to go behind the temples. We want to go behind the artifacts. We want to understand the untold narratives about the rich legacy of Egypt and its ties to Afrocentricity.
All right.
Again, 5-3 all the way. The Movenpick, the Stegenberger Legacy Nile Cruise, and then the Katu Dual Wellness Resort. That's going to be in the Nubian Village. Those are the places that we'll be staying. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Because y'all know I'm a little bit of a hotel snob. Anybody who's traveled with me. So anyway, we have easy payment plans. If you want to do this, we have a 2-payment plan where you save $160, and that's $45.90 per person. Again, I'm not afraid of my numbers because I know I've done the research. If you do a peak on this, we're about 20 to 30. We're about 20% lower than where you can get this off the rack. It's in terms of everything that's included. I priced it out, and believe me, I bargained very, very hard and got us some wholesale hookups. So the next thing is the 10 payment plan. That's $47.50. Again, that's $160 more. You can spread it out over 10 months. One of the ways I want to encourage people to do is the platform that we use is a great platform. It's called We Travel, but we absorb. They have fees that they charge us, but then they also have fees that they charge the you guys when you process it by credit card. You can avoid those credit card payments by just doing an ACH payment, and they'll you just connect it to your bank and they'll withdraw it from your bank account. So that can save you a significant amount because those processing fees are about 3% of the charge, and that can add up. That could be, food money or plane money or, shopping money. So y'all know I'm fanny frugal anyway. I get it from my mom. Love you, Mom. Anyway, so then if you don't have a roommate, just add $221.70 to that price. And I know that's kind of stiff. I tried to get it down, but I could not. So I assume that most folks will have roommates because that's a huge surplus for extra guests. But there are just so many little nuances. They charge for everything. And that's why you see the add-on for the photography, because if you have a professional camera, they charge us for that extra for that camera fee. So it's like they charge for, it's just a huge tourism trap. And then some of those things we just can't get around. So we've got Dennis on board. We try to offer some incentives. He'll be coming again to document the trip, but again, they're going to be charging us an assessment for if we have a professional camera. If you have your cell phone, they don't care, but if you have a professional camera, there's a premium. So that pretty much does it. Secure your spot for an exclusive journey. There's information. Go ahead and take a screenshot of it or copy it down. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me or Tony. I know we're going to have visa questions, not like Ghana. For those of you who went with us to Ghana, this is our travel designer in Egypt. They also assist with the visa. It's an electronic visa, e-visa, so you don't have to send your passport in the antiquated way. None of that. And plus, there's so many people going to Egypt every year. They have to have a fast process. So, but that's available for you as well. Oh, we are making good time. We're at 7.
Yes.
So this is a once-in-a-lifetime experience by design. This is intentional. This is curated with you in mind as one who is curious about your culture, about art, about just immersing yourself in what we've lost and reclaiming what we've lost. So with that said, we'll take questions.
All right. Well, we're getting a lot of questions about airfare. Is airfare on your own, or I know, Tony, you looked into, maybe getting an airline, a group flight, organizing something. So to be determined about that. But if that doesn't work out, be prepared to do travel on your own. But there may be an airline that we may be able to work with. What's the name of the airline, Tony?
I don't have an airline. No rates are available now.
Oh, right.
They won't be available until next month in February, because they don't start putting the rates out until, and I just checked like 2 days ago. They don't start putting the rates out until February. I'm going to be working with our contact through Egypt Air. We have a contact through Egypt Air. And I'll let you know as soon as they let me know. But just wait, it'll be a couple. But you can get ballpark anywhere from $750 to $1,200. You can ballpark budget. I know that's a large range. I'm hoping it's more, of course, and more in the $750 range. But we won't know for sure until. But airfare is not included. But if you look at the brochure is really, really, I love We Travel. They do a great job in laying it out. It lists everything that's included, and it lists everything that's not included. And so please do a thorough read. You can download it or you can just read it on your laptop. It's kind of hard to read on your phone, but it's easy to read on your phone. It is phone friendly, but it's just much more comprehensible on your laptop. So
Okay. That's any other questions on there other than airfare? Let me see. I think Lauren said, how many reservations are still left?
oh, that's a great question, Lauren. Well, you got yours, sis. Thanks for signing up. We've got 7 rooms left. We booked no, it's less than that. Wait a minute. I got my math wrong. Yes, we have 7 rooms left.
So that's 14 people.
Yep, that's 14 people. That's how many spots we have left. Yep. And a whole lot of promises. A whole lot of people saying, I'm going, I'm going, I'm going. We got more people saying I'm going than we got people, than we got spots available. So if you want to go ahead and just go ahead and make your deposit, download the brochure, make your deposit, and yeah, and make sure that you're on this one, because we're not going to expand it. That's the one thing about it. The first trip we took like 36 people, and we realized that that's like way just above our bandwidth. Our sweet spot is around 20 to 25 people, 26 people. So when we just got back from Ghana, Togo, and Benin, and we had 24, it was perfect. So we're trying to stay around that. You know, no more than 26. We'll cap it out. It makes the group manageable, and it's easier to get to know each other. You know, we got 33 people on the call tonight. I got 8 texts saying people saying they can't make it. So yeah, trust and believe that the trip will sell out for sure. Where can you download the brochure? That's a question. Hey, Kipling, you can download it. I'll put it in the chat. There's a link on solo.to/ABTF Travels. Or you can go to our website, the Atlanta Black Theater Festival website. But I just put the link in the chat. So
Tony, we have a question,
sure.
about the airline centered around how do we all arrive there at the same time. Can you go over that, and as well as leaving on Christmas Day and what time we need to be there?
Yeah. If you don't want to go like a couple of days in advance, which some people will probably do, and I can help with my contact to assist with reservations for a hotel if you want to leave and you don't want to travel on Christmas Day. But in order to get there on time, we advise that you leave on Christmas Day to get to and Christmas Day is on a Wednesday, and we start the tour on a Thursday, I believe. Yeah, Thursday, I believe. So you want to be there on Christmas Day. Now, of course, we're going to coordinate the times. Everybody comes from different ways, places. We've been doing this enough to know. We coordinate all of the times, and we'll get all of your flight information once that's confirmed, and then we give it to our transport company to make sure you're picked up at the airport and brought to the hotel. So don't worry about that. Just make sure you get there on the 26th when the tour starts. And that's important. Well, it's actually the day before the actual tour starts.
Yeah, because we have a hotel night before we actually get started.
Right. So we'll just hang out whenever you get there. Plus, there's always adjustment you have to make. There's always an adjustment that you have to make around your time changes and everything. So it's just good to just chill the first day you're there, because we do definitely, as you can see from the itinerary, definitely hit the ball running. So a lot of the questions that we're getting now, we covered in the webinar. I will go circle back and get to them, or you can use the same link to do the replay on this. This does not go away. This is evergreen. You can always access this link if you have questions. It's a short, again, 30-minute, 33-minute presentation. So if you need to, I know it's a lot of information to get, and you can always watch the replay. We'll probably schedule another one. I'm not sure yet. We had it on the calendar to do another webinar, but since we've already more than halfway sold out, I'm like, why should we? You know, people know about it, they're getting their information, and then, you know, people know about us anyway. And they've heard about our travel, our wonderful travel trips, the trips that we do. So, but I know there's a couple families that are interested, all of that. So, Hope asked a great question. Roommate assignments. Hope, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make room. If anybody needs a roommate, I'm going to make recommendations. You know, I don't like to get into that because it doesn't always work out well. Most of the time it does, but sometimes it doesn't. If you're looking for a roommate and you don't have a friend or something, you're a solo traveler, just make sure you're laid back and you're cool and you don't like to keep TV up all night and you're easy to get along with and compromise, et cetera, et cetera. So, and then what we'll try to do is we'll introduce you to other solo travelers. Otherwise, you got to cough up that extra supplement, single supplement. So, but we have a couple people that are solo travelers that kind of go with us all the time. So we haven't, so far we've been able to match people up so far. Since we've been doing these trips, nobody has gone without a roommate unless they wanted one. All right. Any more questions?
Yeah, we got a question from Peggy. She says she got on late and she wanted to know if this was going to be recorded. And that.
Oh,
yes.
Peggy Harris from St. Louis.
Peggy Harris. Yeah.
Hey. Yes. It is. You use the same link. As soon as we're off this, it'll finish, and then you use the same link to get the replay. So. Yeah. So we fly back. Somebody asked a question. Oh, Sherelle, Dr. Luckett. What date do we fly back to the U.S.? On January 3rd. We fly back on January 3rd. Okay. That's the 9th day of the trip. But all of that is absolutely on the brochure. So if you go to abtftravels.org, I'm sorry. Yes, if you go to Atlanta Black Theater Festival, just Google that, or you can go to solo.to/ABTF Travels, the link that I put, and I'll put it in again. Okay, somebody wants to discuss visa fees and immunizations. The visa fees, about $50-$60. I'm not aware of any immunizations that are needed to go to Egypt. I am not aware of them. But if there are, I will get back to you. I just came back from Eastern Africa. It's a little different than Western Africa. Mm-hmm. And what I had was a yellow fever, and they didn't even ask for that. I went to Ethiopia and Rwanda. Ooh, that's a place y'all want to go. Rwanda, put that on your bucket list. Oh my gosh. All right. Malaria vaccine. Oh, yeah. You definitely need the malaria vaccine. You definitely do. And let me tell you what I've been doing, y'all.
You mean the vaccine or the pills?
I mean the pill. She said vaccine, but yeah, I meant the pill. Y'all, you know what I've been doing? I've been I've been buying the malaria pill in Africa when I get there and stocking up because it's so expensive here. It's like triple the price. And it's ridiculous. So you can get a whole regimen for a third of what it costs here. So I kind of wait till I get there, but you definitely need the malaria pill.
It's about $115.
Okay. Anything else? Any other questions?
Um, I think there was a question about, does Air Egypt fly there
Yeah, Egypt
from the
Air
United
does
States? Yeah.
fly there. And as soon as I will reach out to my contact as soon as the flight's information is available. And that will be in February, next month. Not too soon. I mean, not too far away.
All right. And I think Wanda wants to know the name of the cruise ship. You know the name of the cruise ship?
Yes, actually, some really quick person put it in, and I'm going to
Oh,
put
she
that.
put it in there already. Okay.
Yeah, Sherelle put it in.
Oh,
Thank you,
great.
Sherelle. I can't find it. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay. So again, we always go 5-star or 4-star as long as it's available. That's important, but it's always going to be the best hotel available at an affordable price. And one of the things that I learned from traveling to Africa and all over the world is 5-star is US standard is not the same, or the star rating is not the same in other countries as it is in the US. So I always look for 5-star American standard hotels because they'll put a 5-star stamp on it, and it's not even close. So
Well, great job, Tony. I think
thank
we
you.
answered
Thank you.
everybody's questions.
Yes. All right. So again, I'm going to put it in the link again. Go to solo.to /ABTF Travels. And there's a link there. All the links are there. You can download the brochure, review the brochure. And if you have a question, please, please, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. Hey, Winston, how you doing? Great to see you. Oh, we got all the families in the house today. Blood relatives and family. Hey, good to see you. I hope you can make it. Thank you, Evelyn. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Hope says it's her dream trip. Thank you. It is mine too, Hope. I am so excited about this. I am so excited. Spread the word, share the link, and we will see y'all soon. Reach out if you have any questions. We love you. God bless you, and make 2026 the best one yet.
Absolutely.
Please do that. Life is so short.
Beautiful moment. I'm so glad to be here. It's a beautiful experience. First time coming to Africa, period. I'm just loving it. Loving it. Being enriched.
Having fishing farms.
The license of the water beneath.
Attack from Kebab on the water, the island on the water.
Amazing. Oh my
We're not supposed to
God.
say it. Yeah, we're supposed to say it together. And it was amazing.